Good morning, my fellow travelers. How are we today? It is Friday morning. Thank you all wonderful people for checking us out early this morning. We hope you guys are doing great for this Friday morning. It is cold where we're at. Very cold. But that's okay because we are tough. We are some of the toughest people in the world. Mm. Needed to do a little bit of work this morning so that I'd come in the office, take care of a few things, have some juice. See how all of you wonderful people are doing. Tell you how much we appreciate everybody on this wonderful Friday morning. Filipino Bai is in the house. Good evening. Sorry. Good evening for you. Hello to me. How are you, young lady? How are things going in the Philippines? You know? How are you doing? What's going on? Anything exciting? I just got up, thought I'd do a short little live stream pop up this morning. Check in with everybody while I do a little bit of work here in my office. I hope you're doing well. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for the thumbs up. I don't think today's going to be too exciting of a day for us. I don't think. I know I got to work on my shopping list for the weekend. So I'm working on that a little bit. So all that good stuff. Fine. I'm glad you're here. What is this? So we got in America, this is tax season, January, February, March, April. April the 15th is tax deadline. So a lot of us are looking for tax documents, wanting for tax documents, so that we can start working on our taxes. So that's something very important that we have to do, because we're trying to find all of the deductions we can get to lower our tax bill. So I got some videos from YouTube this morning. Not from YouTube, sorry, from our friends about the Philippines, you know. So I've been kind of looking those over to see what's going on. And been trying to get caught up on some of that good stuff. Thank you all for watching in the background. Appreciate you. Our good friend John Baker sent me a video kind of about healthcare in the Philippines, surgery need in the Philippines, and biggest nightmare for expats. And that's a good question, I think, and we can talk about this down the road. Is having surgery in the Philippines the biggest nightmare? Is that the biggest concern expats have? I think it's definitely one of them. I know it was something we were paranoid about. You know? And video we're watching is actually from Bill Kazmaier. Bill Kazmaier was a strongman. He was a world strongman back in the 80s and 90s. Now he just looks like an average everyday guy. So there's a video out there about Bill Kazmaier, expat's nightmare, needs surgery in the Philippines, and it's Bill Kazmaier. So if anybody's interested in that, go check it out on YouTube. I think there's a GoFundMe page or something that's out there that people can help him. You never know what you're going to wake up to and find. He was one of the first strong men I ever really watched and followed. I see there's another expat who's needing emergency exit clearance from the Philippines, asking for advice on that. Let's see what else is going on in our little weird world that going on. You know, it's one thing that's really funny. I'm always surprised when I wake up in the mornings, right? And I come in here, and a lot of times I'll go live for you guys for a little bit. And I think it's so funny that when I check some of our messages on Facebook and stuff, that we get a lot of messages from men looking to hit on my wife, which I think is really funny because, you know, her and I, our Facebook is linked together. It's her and I together. It's not her, it's her and I. So I think it's funny. And that's okay. It's just normal. Let's see. What's this one? I got to. That's funny. Our good friend Scotty's having some success with his channel. Our good friend Craig had some great success on Facebook the other day with their channel growing and making some money for them finally. We were very excited when, there's something going on in Central Florida right now. Miss Ultimate USA. The appointed titles are open if you want to attend our 2025 national pageant in Orlando, Florida. So they're having a beauty contest for Filipinas in Central Florida. That's really cool. I wonder why we don't do that in our part of the country. I wonder how nasty it gets. I wonder how crazy it gets. I wonder if hair pulling and backstabbing and all of that stuff happen. Because I could see a lot of the Filipinas that we have in our region, if we held a beauty contest, oh shit, woo, we would, you know, the fur would be flying, if you know what I mean. So we got some friends right now that in the Philippines, our good friends, Lorelai's good friends and their kids. They're just looking at some of their pictures from school. And they're, I guess, doing the Sinulog Festival, right? So, and I'm not going to show you the pictures of these little kids, but we got some pictures today, this morning, of all these little second graders dressed up. I don't know what they're dressed up as. It doesn't say what the captions are, you know, it doesn't tell me. So I don't know what they're dressed up as. They got green aprons on and black shirts and torches. So I don't know. So just some early morning news this morning is what we're working on. And looks like all the snow in the United States is starting to melt. Florida, Alabama, Texas is already done. So if you're wondering about your friends in Florida and Mississippi and Alabama who got snow, well, it looks like that's over. So it looks like there's no worries there. At all. But everything's going to warm up today. It is only 21 degrees for me. So there's a big Filipino concert in Texas, guys. Rachel Allen Jordoro. I don't know who she is. Never heard of her. Valentine's Day. Let's see, where's this at? Is this something my wife would want to go to? Online sales tickets. UptownTheater.com calendar. Where's this at? I'm trying to use my Grand Prairie, Texas. No, that's too far for us. Grand Prairie is way too far. But it's apparently Valentine's Day stuff. Songs of the Heart, a Filipina singer. So we can't make it to that one, but maybe, you never know. Filipino Organization of Northwest Arkansas, that's our little group, which is a horrible group. They don't do a good job. It's not about the group, it's not about the people of the community. It's about a very small collective group who wants everybody else to pay for them to have a good time and for them to, give themselves awards. So I don't recommend our group here, but they're having a fundraiser. Back to the 80s fundraiser. What they're raising funds for, nobody will know. When they raise money, it just kind of disappears. But, at least the collective group gets to have a good time. So I won't support them anymore. And I just won't do it. I support a lot of Filipino groups and associations in America, and I share that. But I won't support our own local one. We got some Filipino couples still out on cruises right now. So that's nice. Our good friend Bruce Roberts over in the Philippines is having some issues with one of his family members, so prayers to him. A lot of birthdays going on in January, it looks, and January is almost over. So we are turning the corner into February. And, somebody's talking about dating single moms in the Philippines here on our streams. The real question is, I tell expats or future expats or guys looking for Filipinas, look, one thing you want to do is not overlook those single ladies, the mamas, the ones that have children. Don't overlook them. Don't waste your time and energy on the girls that have no kids and blah, blah, blah. If you want to be happy, man, there's nothing wrong with dating single moms in the Philippines. It's actually a good way to find somebody who's going to turn out to be a really good wife, spouse, partner. So I'm just telling you, everybody, I highly encourage you to go out there and date women in the Philippines who have children that are single. Now it's up to you whether you date 1, 2, 3, or 4. How many kids you think you want to do. Because for a lot of folks, if you're going to bring them to America, 1, 2, 3 different children is money. It costs a lot of money. Sorry for hitting on your wife. That's all right, Dennis. She doesn't mind you doing it. I would buy, but she has 6 kids. That's right. My views, your world. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for being here early this morning. I'm just running down through my morning Filipino news and alerts and things. So that's all I'm doing. But, Bai has a lot of arm candy. Bai, and I know Bai she has a lot of men chasing her, I guess. So she was there earlier. But my views, your world. Good morning to you. Let's see what's else going on. But anyway, date the single women if you want. The women that have kids, they're not bad. That's my point. Taxes, got more crap than taxes. Arkansas Department of Transportation for house. We get a lot of stuff on Filipino house plans. So here's another one. Let's see what else is. Somebody is bitching that Filipino women don't make good wives. I advise that who insists good wives, that I disagree, that you need to choose wisely, treat kindly. Yeah, you got to treat your wife kindly. But the thing to having a good wife or a good partner is you got to make sure that they are that. You can't just marry any random person that you met 30 minutes ago and think everything's going to be great. Just don't. So let's see, we got somebody trying to sell us a house in, where is this at? Del Campo. No, that's his name. It doesn't say where this is. No, it doesn't say where the house is. So since the house doesn't have a location, we can't buy it. You got to tell me where your house is before I can buy it. Once again, I told you guys all last night that the Filipino Consulate General in Los Angeles was giving out financial help to those Filipinos affected by the disasters in California. So I think that's a great thing to do. It's kind of sad that the American government can't do that, but that's all right. We've come to expect nothing from our American government. So, yeah. So that's some exciting news that we got this morning. But I think it's, let's see, what is this one? I don't know. I can't read that one. Yeah. Yeah. I got a thing about homemade daning, fresh fish we caught from our fishing. So there's people wanting me to buy their fish, even though we're not in the Philippines currently. So I don't think I'll be doing that. What's this one? Here's another one. I married a Filipino Providence girl and I love her dearly. Believe me on that. My question statement: has everyone else experienced the problem of some Filipinos think they can cause your foreigner? Let me read his statement again because you think, Dennis. His statement is, has anyone else experienced the problem of some Filipinos seem to think cause you're a foreigner, you got lots of money? Really? I've never heard of this problem that Filipinos think because you're a foreigner that you have a lot of money. That's a new concept to me. I'm Australian and have a decent, honest job that I enjoy, but I only make an honest, modest income. His answer is in his question. It's stupid. Of course they do. And you know why? Because you're in a first world country, they're in a third world country. Anybody in a third world country, anybody from a third world country thinks anybody in a first world country has money. So if you're dumb enough, ignorant enough, stupid enough to think that people from a third world country wouldn't think people from a first world country would have money, then you're just ignorant. All right? Get that one out there. And remember, the Gulf of Mexico is now called the Gulf of America. I just got a new update about that. Make sure you guys all know that. We are looking at some different floor plans for Filipino homes that we may build in America and or the Philippines. So I've been getting a bunch of alerts about stuff like that. Here we go. Let's see. Somebody just built their new Filipino dream home. 120 meter lot area, 50 square meter floor plan. Nice, very nice, good. Doesn't say how much they paid or anything. Dennis says, in comparison, if you think about 10 bucks a day versus a minimum of 100, I agree. I mean, to me, it's just ignorant, Dennis. Um, I mean, it truly just is not even the same thing, right? And most make more than that. That's correct. That's correct. I mean, it just doesn't make sense if you're, doesn't make sense to me not to think that people from a third world country who might get lucky and if they make $10 a day, that's a good salary in the Philippines, to think that us Westerners from wherever you're from, um, that we don't have money because one, it's portrayed on TV. In comparison, we do have more money, period. One, we don't seem to have as many problems buying the food we need to buy or buying bigger and nicer houses. So whether it's reality or not, the perception is 1000% there. Rex, the guy, 1500 says hello to everybody. Everybody say hello to Rex. Thank you all for being here. So, all right. So you know what I mean? That's kind of what I go, man, sometimes we just got to use common sense and put ourselves in somebody else's shoes. I see here somebody's wanting to know a good way to ship a credit card in an envelope to the Philippines. I don't know about that one. I do know a couple things. Yeah, a lot of people are laughing about it. Let's see. Let's see what some of these comments are. Yeah, about buy on box would be cheaper. Somebody said they got a quote for $282. There's 4 people. Yes, for $282, UPS can ship it and guarantee it. You could also put it in a Balak buy-on box. Somebody else is suggesting it'd be $120 to ship it then. It'd take 3 months to get there, but $120. The problem is, if the credit card has not been activated within a certain amount of time, if it takes 90 days to get to the Philippines, your credit card may not be any good because it won't be able to be activated because it's that inactive and or unactivated the first time too long. Somebody else says, don't trust anybody. The IBC door-to-door, the yellow people, LBC, FedEx works good. If I will tell you, somebody sent to a POA to my brother and via LBC cost 14 bucks, took 2 weeks. All right. So I think there's a lot of different ways to do it. Here's one thing I will tell you. We use Charles Schwab's when we're in the Philippines. And I love Charles Schwab because Charles Schwab will send me my replacement card for free. They will guarantee that I get it. If I don't get it, they will keep sending it to me until I get it, and then I activate that one. So Charles Schwab will send it to you for free. Just a thought there. Let's see what else is going. Portable stoves in the Philippines, yes. Those little electric burners are very common everywhere in the Philippines. They also have little charcoal grills. So let me thank everybody for coming in this short little pop-up this morning. The snow in Pensacola, Florida is apparently melting away. Louisiana, New Orleans is melting away. Somebody down in Texas is trying to sell a whole bunch of Korean beauty supplies. I think that's what this crap is. They must have bought, but I don't know how old it is. Somebody's trying to sell a lot of Korean beauty supplies on the Philippine group out of Texas that we follow. Let's see. Can I react to KSI song? I can react to anything if I knew what it was. But I don't know what KSI song is. But sure, if I knew what it was, I could react to it. Somebody is, there's some of our Filipino friends in Florida. They're saying, good morning, it's kind of cold. Good evening to the Philippines, good morning, America. Another cold day in Florida, it is only 65 degrees. Oh my God. How spoiled we are. Oh, I don't know. Some friends in the Philippines are sending us a picture of a picnic table. Okay, it's a very nice picnic table. I don't know what you want me to. I don't know what you want me to do with a picture of a picnic table in the Philippines. I just don't know. But okay, thank you for the picture of the picnic table in the Philippines. Oh my God. Going on to New York, the New York Filipino community this morning. American Roadrunner, hello brother, good morning. Good morning to you. How are you? Somebody in the New York Filipino community is selling a Porsche Cayenne Sport Utility 4-door 2019 model for $39,000. I'm happy for them, but I'm not buying it. So good morning, Roadrunner. How are you? We're just doing an impromptu morning live stream. We're not going to be on here super long. We got some things to do. But I wanted to come up and share the news of the day with everybody. Here's somebody bitching about the Philippines, which I think is funny. This person says the Philippines need to learn how to do logistics. No wonder we always hear no stock. I have installed the Shopee and Lazada apps. Very frustrating to order something. In the United States, we get this. All right. Obviously, you didn't get the message that the Philippines is not America. So, for anybody who likes the Philippines, who would like to travel to the Philippines, who wants to live in the Philippines, who wants to date a Filipina, the Philippines is not like America. Okay? There's nothing in the Philippines or about the Philippines that's like America. Nothing. Get it out of your head. Get your mind right. Okay? Get your mind right. Quit going to the Philippines and thinking the Philippines needs to be like America. If it was America, we wouldn't want to go there. All right? So shame on you. Nothing like it. That's it. And just like going to Jamaica, it's nothing like the Philippines. It's like going to America. It will never happen, right? It's just like going to South Korea and going to Japan. They're not like America because they're not America. If it was America, it would say, welcome to America, not welcome to the Philippines or welcome to Japan. I'm going to leave. This is okay. Yeah, the good thing about America, you're welcome to go and do anything you want to do. So thank you for being here. We appreciate you. You know. Looking at the part of Alabama we're looking at, looks like they got a bunch of snow, but roads are clearing up, so that's good. But, just understand that. And I know a lot of people get that, so it always blows my mind that there's a few Americans that you don't have to go, Rex. That's right. You can't, Rex. That's right, Rex. They're telling you, no, you can't go. Even if you ask permission, you can't go. But we have to quit thinking as Americans that every country needs to be like America. One, do you really want other countries to be like America? You know what I mean? Two, when you travel to another country, don't you go there to experience a different culture, a different lifestyle, a different way of being? So, need a secret exit code. That's right. Dennis says, Rex, you need a secret exit code or clearance. You need to get a clearance to leave. Let's see. I got a thing from Philippine Air. You can get ASAP tickets fly to the Philippines. You get $300 off if you need an airline ticket to the Philippines quickly. Non-stop flight from Manila and Cebu. So that's good. I wonder if they're starting to fly directly into Cebu from Los Angeles, or they're still going to Manila. Because when we fly there, we like to go from Los Angeles to Cebu City because that's where we go. So we like flying directly there. We don't like having to fly to Manila, then to Cebu. But it's $300 off apparently, or at least that's what the ad says, until you click on it. Some scary looking woman. Just stay in Yankeeville then. I know, right? I mean, it's true, Dennis. I mean, look, if I go to Canada, I don't expect Canada, and Canada's a lot like America, but I don't expect Canada to be like America. So why would I think a Asian country, a third world country, is going to be like America? I don't get that. I don't even expect America to be like America, you know? I have to kill myself here. So I think that's funny when expats bitch and complain about how they can't get this, they can't do that. Did they not read anything? Did they not go to my YouTube channel and follow me and study me? Did they not watch all of my videos? I see you have a cuckoo clock on your, yes, I had 3 of them from my grandma, wow. Wow, yeah, I love cuckoo clocks. I only have one, but I would love to have another one. Absolutely love to have another one. I love them. But I'm kind of a weird guy. I like hats, tropical shirts, watches, clocks, and fishing gear. But yes, I would like to have more cuckoo clocks, without question. But they're expensive and they're not easy to get, real ones. You know, I mean, from Germany, Switzerland, the real clocks. You can buy the cheap imitations all day long, but I prefer, I'm one of these people, and my wife is happy about this, that I tell her, ooh, some cute girls there, that I don't want my wife buying fake purses, fake crap, fake jewelry. We're not into that. If we can't afford the real thing, then we don't want to buy it. We don't like to buy imitation stuff unless we have to. Now, when they're at the Philippines, everything's imitation. It's cheap knockoff stuff. But if I'm going to buy a cuckoo clock, for instance, or if I'm going to buy a Louis Vuitton purse for my wife, which she would dearly love, then I want to get her the real thing, not the cheap imitation stuff. So I'm kind of big on that one. More house plans for the Philippines. We've been getting a lot of that lately because we've been studying house plans for the Philippines because we've been thinking about building a Filipino house in Alabama. So we've been thinking about doing that and using it as like a back and forth, like 5 and 7. Wellness, Carrie Underwood. Carrie Underwood's in the news because she sang at the inauguration the other day. And apparently the woke people hate her now. And all of the men my age still think she's hot, smoking hot, gorgeous, not dead gorgeous, and don't really give a shit who she sings for. So that's going on in the news today. The woke hater and all the men don't care. Poor Carrie Underwood. And look, oh, this guy's creepy. I won't talk about him. He's creepy. He's one of those creepy Facebook people. But that's all right. You got to have creepy. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to tell you. I've really been missing and craving, and maybe it's a winter thing, but if you guys know, the beef steak and mushrooms and rice in the Philippines, really been missing that. They feel the same about Snoop Dogg, you know. Yes. I just think it's funny. 2 days ago or a week ago, they didn't hate her, but the fact that she responded to the request, because look, I would have to tell you this. I'll tell you this. I think as an artist, no matter who is the president, whether I liked him or not, if I was even a YouTuber, and I'm not a Democrat at all, and but if the Democratic president called me up and said, "We would like for you to perform at the presidential inauguration," I would go, "Okay," because what a opportunity. And she doesn't need the marketing opportunity, but what a privilege, I think, to be able to say that you were involved in a presidential inauguration. I don't care if he's an idiot or not. The fact that you get to be a part of a presidential inauguration, swear it in ceremony, something, something, something. What a gigantic feather in the cap that only a few people get to say over the years, right? How many people do you know personally have ever been in inauguration for a president? I don't know any. So I would love to be the one, whether I hated him or not. Well, that's just me. Barrio Architect has sent us a bunch of new house plans that we like. I got some things about watches this morning. Alabama Emergency Management and Notices is telling me that it's horrible down there and they're all dying because it's 33 degrees. So the emergency management people in Mobile, Alabama are all still screaming, crying, begging for mercy. They're needing us to send them warmth and sunshine. Number one, don't lie. What's a shame? Let me see if I can understand this chart. I thought it was crazy the media got friends and family to dislike people who didn't get the vaccine. It is. It's all BS and propaganda. I'm trying to figure. Here's a chart, and I don't know what it means, but there's a chart I got that says foreign tourists who arrived in Southeast Asia in the year 24. So, and what is this in the millions, the hundreds of thousands? They're basically saying more expats went to Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, Indonesia, then the Philippines, then Cambodia, and then Laos. I don't know. Where do I get my Filipino news? I actually subscribe to a lot of different Filipino forums on Facebook, but I also subscribe and I get news alerts from the news organizations in the Philippines. So I get Facebook from groups that we belong to, news organizations in the Philippines, and then of course, since we have so many friends from around the world and in the Philippines, they're always sending me stuff. Every morning I get messages from the Philippines about things happening in the Philippines. But it's like the South Florida, the South Florida Filipino Association is a really good one that I follow. They're really large. I follow the consulates, so I get news from Houston, Chicago, and California. They're general consulates. That's what I do. Dennis says, I get from I don't budget daily. No allowance times. That's right. No budget. No budget. We should start a YouTube page of that. No budget YouTube. Let's see, like here. So, like here, the Philippine General Consulate in Houston, Texas, is put out a big news release that Texas A&M Energy Institution, so the Energy Institution at Texas A&M University, has met in partnership with the consulate in Houston, Texas, to help engineering students study energy and engineering in America. So they're working on a partnership so Filipino students can come and study engineering and energy in America. So that's cool. That's very cool. I heard about tourism in the Philippines. I wonder what direction they take to boost the economy. Well, I think that's a to boost the economy in the Philippines. I don't think they worry about boosting the economy. I think you have sections of the Philippines and politicians and groups that look to boost their pocket. But are they trying to boost it globally, countrywide? I don't think so. I don't think that's it. Yeah, Dennis. So, yeah, they basically do nothing to boost the economy, they boost individual pockets. Now, because the tax structure is not the same. It's like Gordon Ramsay now has a restaurant there. They're in Makati, right? But they don't really do anything to boost the economy. They don't look at how to export more goods. They don't do that. They're kind of the, and I hate to say it, but they're a little bit of a economic dumping ground. Not going to happen in our lifetime. Yeah. So it looks like we may get some snow flurries where we're at. So they really don't. Because the way the financial structure is, the way the political structure is, the politics don't work towards the good of the country. They work the good toward themselves, kind of like in America. So when Korea does business in the Philippines, it's about making money for Korea and the business leaders. It's not about the people. China's the same way. I mean, it's not that way. It's just not. It's not a priority at all for them to build infrastructure. It's actually kind of the opposite. They build infrastructure, they tear infrastructure up, and they rebuild it because the new leadership of that community, the barangay, the county, the state, the town, whatever, is making money off of these contracts. So they can tear up the same road and repave it, 20 times because somebody's getting a cut of the pie. And it's not disapproved of. It's kind of the way of doing business. And when you pay people for your vote in the Philippines, which is legal apparently, you're never going to get true people looking out for the Philippines. You're just not going to do it. They don't look out for the Philippines, and we all love the Philippines. I don't want to pick on the Philippines, but I will tell you that if the Philippines, here's I'll tell you, and I've said this a lot. The one thing that the Philippines could do to boost their economy, and I mean this, pick up the garbage, clean up the streets, clean up the trash, clean up the place. That's it. You want to boost the economy because more tourist dollars would happen. They also need smart people, innovative people, and they have smart people, but they have people with no ambition. What they need is to breed a generation of people that think outside the box, who look at all that garbage and the trash and go, you know what? I could recycle and turn that into cash by doing A, B, and C. And I'm going to set this up and doing that right there. I'm going to figure out how to take all this garbage and make some money off of it. I'm going to figure out how to take this opportunity and make money and do better things. Dennis is right. Try painting. They don't paint anything. And I get that as a tropical climate, and it's easy for things to get dirty there and to look wore out. But it's very disturbing how they never seem to clean anything, how they don't refresh anything. They do it once and it's over. And a lot of us, that's the problem. Looking up, I got some more ads for lots in the Philippines. If you want to buy a lot, more houses. Ooh, I like this one. Sea turtle, somebody selling honey. I don't know. Elvis Presley came up. I don't know what the hell he's doing. So that's part of what I suggest is clean the damn place up. Wash things now. And I know they say, well, it's kind of hard to keep things clean because we don't have the water pressure. No, you got cheap labor there. if I was wealthy and smart, what I would do is I'd buy a bunch of land, clean it up, landscape it, make it look nice and pretty, build decent little houses on it, and rent them out to expats. Because expats want to live in a cleaner place than normal Filipinos will. Make it like a tropical garden, and people would come. Japan was one of the cleanest countries I've been to. They take pride. That's right. In my world, and that's kind of the problem is the Philippine people don't take pride in their own country. And I've said this, and I've talked about this in the Philippines. I've asked Filipino people, why don't you care about your country? They're like, well, the politicians don't care. Why do we care? And I'm like, all right. And so I'd get listening. Like, we can barely feed ourselves. We don't got time to care about the country. We got to figure out how to get some rice and some fish to eat today. So we don't got time or the energy to give a crap about the country. And what I've quickly learned is that's by design by the Philippine government. They want to keep them poor and desolate and keep them not focused on the good of the country. Because that's how the leadership makes their money. And that's how they are in power. Okay, I'm back. Had to take the dogs out to potty. Nice. So that's, what I think about that. Need re-entry code? Yeah. But they don't. They don't feel like that they need to focus on their own country or take pride in it because they want food to eat. They don't have food. Timmy Stories is here. Thumbs up, Pat. Thank you for coming in, Timmy. How are you? Good morning to you, young lady. Paragon run 1, 2, 3, 4. I am back in the saddle again. So, so I think that's a big why they don't take pride in their country. Timmy, who's from the Philippines, maybe has a different take. Timmy, I don't know if you heard that part of the conversation, but do you think the people of the Philippines take pride in the Philippines? One, yes or no, and two, why do they or do they not? I think they take pride, like when they have a superstar like Manny Pacquiao. I think they take pride in their karaoke, and I think they take pride in their sports, things of that nature. I think they take pride in individual things. I think they take pride in the fact that men like Filipino women, but I don't think they take pride in their country, and I think that's by design. In some ways, America is like that. People don't pay attention to the local election, the things that are going to have more effect on their lives. Pardon? Yes. Timmy says, pardon. Yes, ma'am. American Roadrunner says, some do, some don't. Yes, I agree. Marvelous principles. So we're just talking about the Philippines, and somebody brought up, what do the Philippines do to stimulate the country's economy? And we were just basically talking about it's really not about the country as a whole's economy. It's about individual persons and or pockets and or companies' profit in the Philippines or your economic well-being. And one thing we talked about was that one thing that we seem to be lacking from an outsider standpoint in the Philippines is it doesn't have a sense of nationalization. People don't have, such great pride in the Philippines. They have pride in individual things, but not the Philippines as a collective whole. Hi, Timmy. Views, Your World says, my views, Your World just subscribed to you, Timmy. Timmy's a good friend, has a great channel, so we appreciate you subscribing to her. And I think it's by design by the leadership of the country to keep Philippine citizens distracted, and so that they don't focus on the big picture and make them only focus on the small picture. And I think that's sad, and that's why we try to do everything we can, to help on the small picture thing, because that's all somebody like we can do is help the little picture. And all we can do is keep doing what we doing by supporting the Philippines, taking care of the people that we know that are Philippines. Tourism contributes 6.2% to the gross national product, domestic product, in 2022 in the Philippines. 6.2%. But you have to ask yourself, well, how much of that trickles down? I'm up to 31 subs. Great, American Roadrunner. You'll get there. You're getting close, right? But we have to ask ourselves, how much of that really trickles down? Or is it trickling down? And that's one thing I wish would happen, is that it would trickle down more. Yes, Timmy is a Filipina, as I mentioned. And she says, I can say that not everyone that seeks help deserves help. Absolutely. There's a lot of hustling and scamming going on in the Philippines, Thailand, America, everywhere. So it's just not a Filipino thing, but I know what you mean. There's a lot of people, a lot of hustling. Now, what I'll say, just as playing a devil's advocate, is this. Is it wrong to be a hustler? Or is it the fault of the person that gets hustled for being hustled? So if I'm trying to make money and I'm trying to survive and I'm ripping people off, is it my fault or their fault for letting me rip them off? Just play devil advocate. It's kind of like in America, we have these people sitting alongside the road corners acting like they're handicapped, collecting handouts all day long. And then they get up and go get in their Lexus or their Mercedes Benz and goes home. Well, can you blame them? Are they at fault, or is it the fault of me giving them money on the corner, which I don't do? We Filipinos lack self-discipline. Ooh, that's a good one, Timmy. And we don't know how to prioritize stuff like needs over wants. I agree with that. That's a good point. That's a very good point. My world, your world says, I learned that with family, I only give what I'm willing to lose. Yeah, you're never going to get it back. Timmy says, and we always blame the government for our poor choices. I agree. And I think that's part of it, Timmy. I think when you take pride in yourself and you say, I'm not going to let others dictate my life, whether I'm rich or poor. And that's what I meant about, I looked around living in the Philippines and went, man, some people that know about ecology, biology, recycling. There are so many business opportunities in the Philippines that I thought, man, if some people with initiative could really make some money and make some difference in the Philippines. Now, it's going to take people that have a sense of moral purpose and compass who wants to help a country do better versus just putting money in their pocket. My Views, Your World says, American Runner, thank you. Yep, we take pride in ourselves. We look for a way to blame. Yeah, I agree. And look, when you take pride in yourself, everything else gets better. Remember, I preach, and I've preached for years, and you guys have all heard this. Positive is positive, negative is negative. When we take pride in ourselves, that's a positive thing. When we do the right thing, that's a positive thing. And it will make things bigger and better, bigger and better, and bigger and better. But if you choose to be negative and do the wrong thing, then you're going to continue to get that. Rather than making an initiative to be productive citizens in our, yeah. Citizens, and I do think, because I hear this, I think a lot of them say, look, well, I'm too worried about getting rice and fish for the day to have to worry about anything else. I think that somewhat justifiable, but I also think it's used as a crutch. We're poor. We live in a poor country. We can never be anything that we're not. We are who we are, and it's the way it is, versus saying, we're poor. I don't want to be poor, and I'm going to figure out how not to be poor. I'm going to try how to do better, whether it's 5%, 10% better. For me, pride is a subjective, and it depends on our personal perspective. It is. And I'm not saying your pride has to be the way I have pride, but I think everybody should have pride in some way, or self-dignity. So, Tate Sanders in the house. Cuteness, Morgan How are you, Sanders? Good morning to you, my friend. So I think we should teach our children in the Philippines to have more pride than the previous generation, is what I believe. I think it would be helpful. I think it's okay to set their bar up higher than what it is. You know, dignity is good. And I think dignity and pride necessarily aren't the opposite. I think when you have dignity in yourself, it builds pride. If you have pride in yourself, then that brings on dignity. So I think there are a couple things that go hand in hand. It's kind of like the chicken versus the egg. Does it really matter which comes first? I think not, from my perspective. Good morning, Roadrunner. Exactly, Timmy says. See, Timmy agrees with me. Timmy's the brightest Filipino I know besides my wife, because Timmy agrees with me. Whoever agrees with me has to be the second smartest person in the world next to me or my wife, because, I'm married. Pride on a positive outlook in life. Yeah, I think what you have to do is because look, I grew up dirt poor in America, and yes, I understand dirt poor in America is not dirt poor in the Philippines. But I could have chose to wallow in my poorness and my miserable, or I could have went out and busted my butt, which I did, got an education, figured out how to make money, and did better. So it's up to us. But sometimes pride is just an attitude they never put into action. That's correct. Action without pride is arrogance. So, or pride without action is arrogance. And arrogance doesn't get you anywhere. Doesn't get you anywhere at all. Doesn't get you anywhere. You got to put actions to things. If you want to be respected, you have to respect. That's how I see it. But I don't know. But what do I know? I'm sitting here talking to you guys versus living in my $5 million beach mansion in Florida. So apparently I didn't do very well myself. But, well, guys, I only wanted to come up this morning, read some stuff off the internet. Maybe I'll try to do that on Friday mornings because it's kind of fun. But I do appreciate everybody. And we're going to wind this down and get off here at an hour on Friday mornings. So I grew up without need. I chose my path and I made. Yeah. Made it. Yep. Well, we grew up with need, like food. But I think one thing we miss is we don't understand is we're all in control of our own path, our own faith. If we let others dictate how our life is going to turn out, then we just gave them power over us, dominion over us. And we should never do that, whether you're in the Philippines, Malaysia, America, or even at a damn Taco Bell eating diarrhea food. You should never give your power over to somebody else. Just because you're born poor, handicapped, disabled, ugly like me, it doesn't matter. You can overcome and achieve. It's up to you. I get so tired of hearing people bitch and whine and go, oh, I'm this way, I never can do better. No, you can't. If you're going to let other people limit you, then you're a limited person, right? So, American Roadrunner, we appreciate you. Timmy, we appreciate you. You're not ugly. Oh, man, I'm uglier than you think. I just look good on camera. Timmy, Dennis, everybody, we appreciate everybody coming in this morning. Thank you all for being here. My views, your world, we appreciate you. We can't thank all of you enough. Dennis, take care, everybody. I think Lorelei will be doing a live stream later tonight when she gets off work, so you guys might catch her late tonight. So, but we appreciate you guys. Take care, and happy Friday or Saturday or Sunday or any day of the week that you want it to be. Take care.